painting on the doors and walls, destroying furniture, and creating diarrhea mixes. These are the 10 weirdest things all kids do. Number 10, painting everywhere. Kids believe that everything is a canvas. Is your new car? Boy, you're in luck. Your bathroom door? You had it coming. Your freshly painted wall? You're welcome. You'd be surprised how many kids think of themselves as Picasso or something. We all did it as kids, and kids now are still doing it. So you turn your head for 1 second, and the next time you look at your house, it's covered in murals from the tiniest artist in the building. Who needs art school when you can pull off doodles effortlessly in a diaper? Definitely not kids. The most unbelievable part is how they manage to get their hands on the stuff they paint with. How did they get their grubby paws in the Sharpie you've misplaced since high school? Who showed them the watercolor set you haven't used since grad school? Nobody knows. Need I mention that they rarely choose the stuff that comes off easily too? Of course, they saw the dry erase marker there. They saw the chalk too. But why not try the permanent marker and ruin your new Birkin bag forever? And how they smile at you when you catch them in the act. Some even start to cry when you try to get them to stop. Come on! Number 9, the floor is lava. What do you mean, walk on the ground like a normal person? Rest assured they've never heard of that. It's either the furniture or nothing. Why, you wonder? How about the floor is lava? Just about everyone watching this video at some point said the floor was lava. Even much older kids still do this sometimes. For no reason out of the blue, one child screams that the floor is now molten magma, and then the rest of the kids start scrambling onto your furniture. Like it's not enough, they've got their dirty little feet from playing in the garden all day on your cushions. But they also have to move around. They need to make it to the bathroom without touching the ground, or get to the fridge for a snack. Of course, the bathroom is 100 feet away from the living room, and the kitchen is all the way to the back. But do they mind? Not at all. Now watch them pretend to be Spider-Man and swing from one piece of furniture to the other. The weirdest part is that they still wind up touching the ground on their voyage to these parts of the house. But in their little heads, they made it out of the lava grounds just fine. Such heroes. Number 8, mixology. Kids just shut themselves up in the bathroom, throw on some gloves and an oversized pair of goggles they found in the garage and think, I'm something of a scientist myself. While Norman Osborn would definitely be proud, it's one of the weirdest things we've come to expect from kids today, and that's not even half of it. Most of them don't know why they do it or what they're making. They don't even know what to look for in this experiment. You open the door to find them with a small bowl. It's never a big one. What are they mixing? Nothing much. Just chocolate, ketchup, water, and the ear of a deaf cockroach, the whiskers of a ladybug, and a grain of sugar, 2 parts of sand, and the sigh of a retired elf. If we don't know any better, we'd think they were making some ancient potion. The worst part is when they try to taste what they made and are surprised it doesn't taste good. Like, what did you expect from mixing raw rice, sugar and cornstarch, oysters? And they then try to get you in on the act. No thanks, I prefer regular food that won't make my stomach run and send me to the toilet to yak every 3 minutes. If you think these were weird, now we're gonna take a look at an interesting way of eating, collecting random things and trying to eat everything. Number 7, eating funny. Kids have the most fascinating eating patterns. Eating normally is boring, so they have to spice things up with the weirdest techniques. To them, everything on their plate tells a story, and they are the star of the show. Are they eating cookies shaped like bears? Well, it's time for the bear to give up the vital information or face getting its limbs bitten off. Even if the bear did, they still eat from limb to limb, the head, and finally the belly. If it's alphabet soup, then they must eat in alphabetical order. And heaven forbid the parents of one letter's missing. Now they have to sort through the other kids' plates for the letter K, so little Noah can stop crying. When it comes to eating veggies, things get even weirder. Why do you want them to eat a little tree with a green mushroom cap? Why do you keep calling it broccoli? Of course they don't want to eat it. But if you said it's a plane full of passengers, now they're interested. They'd rather eat a green plane than a vegetable. Number 6, hoarding. Sometimes the difference between a child and a pet isn't so far off. They're almost alike in collecting stuff. Your dog or cat thinks your socks are super comfortable, and now you have to keep them getting new socks each week because they won't stop stealing them. So where do they keep their loot? No idea. They can't recall. Would that stop them though? Yeah, you wish. For kids, it's pretty much the same thing. If I found a pencil tip I really like, I now must collect all the pencil tips in the world. It doesn't matter how silly the item is. Kids will collect and hoard them. Think stones, erasers, socks, makeup, pens, broken toys, etc. And should you dare ask them to clear it out and throw it away, get ready for lots of tears and wailing. Don't even try asking why they need all the junk in the first place. Good luck finding out while they're still holding on to a strand of hair from their broken Barbie doll. There's just no answer to what kids do sometimes. Number 5, eating everything. There's a reason why toys always come with a warning to not eat it because of choking hazards. The same thing goes for silica gel and other stuff like medicine, which advises to keep away from children's reach. Suppose you wonder why people need to be warned about eating toys, silica gel, or medicine without being ill. In that case, you obviously didn't have kids or met any. If they can see and touch an item, kids will try to eat it. Have you held a baby before only for them to start tugging at your phone? Where did they even get such strength in those tiny arms? Anyway, you think it's cute and let them have it. The next thing, they're trying to swallow your home button. But like that's not bad enough, some kids just go around gnawing on the sides of tables and trying to eat the trolley at the supermarket. None of that makes sense. For one, those things are probably covered in germs. Also, they're way too large to fit in their little mouths, but that has never stopped them. For those who aren't into eating random stuff, licking is their usual go-to. They will lick the wall, the bowl you mix chocolate in, an entire soda bottle, the standing fan, you name it. Number 4, making weird noises. It's almost like kids have their own language sometimes. Because how can someone comfortably talk to themselves in gibberish for over an hour? Or still, they know which part of the conversation is funny and when to laugh. How's that even possible? But that's not all there is to their weird speech. Kids will make the most random sounds for no reason. Was that a fart? No, just little Noah, who has mastered making fart sounds with his mouth. Do you have a clipper running? No, just the kid blowing raspberries for the past half an hour. You can't help but wonder if something in their little heads gives them silly ideas of what to say. That'd make more sense than them just making the most random sounds without having to. Starting now, things get weird. It's now time to look at kids making bets with themselves, trying to leave with no plans, and falling asleep anywhere and at any time. Number 3, master betting. Kids making bets with and on themselves has to be one of the weirdest things you'll ever see. White tiles are lava, black tiles are land. If I can walk all the way to Paris with my hands, it means I can be Spider-Man. Really? What gave you the idea? I didn't know Peter Parker gave out his training routine. Needless to say, kids rarely get it right. Although they will say they did. Don't try to argue with them. It's their bet, just let them have it. Except you don't mind them crying to you about not having webs yet. Number 2, trying to run away. Telling kids no has to be one of the most challenging jobs for parents. You tell little Mary she can't have a Happy Meal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and she thinks you don't love her anymore. You'll never see the connection, so don't try looking. What's she going to do about it, you wonder? Well, watch her pack Mr. Cuddles into her bag with her pajamas and water bottle and start trying to leave the house. If you ask where she's going, well, she's running away to where she can stay and have Happy Meals all day, every day of the week. Even adults did this as kids. Do these kids know where to go? No. Did they give them money for the fare? Also no. Now on to the moment you've all been waiting for. Number 1, falling asleep in random places. You're talking to your kid one minute and the next they're fast asleep under the table. How did that happen? Kids will play hide and seek, hide behind a curtain and fall asleep there. Sure, they could just lie on the couch, but what if they stay next to the TV and fall asleep there? You don't mind, do you? How about you put them to bed but return to find them asleep on the ground? Kids don't mind the time or place they fall asleep. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon.